You definitely want to make sure that you're starting to build these networks for yourself organically. Once you've done that, you're in a much better position to negotiate a better deal. And also, you're also in a much better position if you have to do what I call four wall, which I'm going to touch on in just a little bit. Once you've scouted the venues and you've decided which venues you think might be the right fit for you, be honest with yourself. You might go to a 500 cap venue and think this is a cool spot. We really want to play here. But unless you're opening for a much bigger act, if you're a new act, it might not make sense to play there just yet. A cool neighborhood bar or Eagles or Vets Hall that does shows, or a DIY spot, or even a house that does shows regularly in the neighborhood, that's a great way to build yourself up to when you do get those bigger opportunities, you're able to really land. Now, what you're going to want to do once you've vetted the venues you want to play is you want to find out the requirements. Every venue is different. Some venues, literally, their requirements are bring your friends and don't suck. I remember being told that once when I was trying to book a show on tour, where I was like, we'll bring our friends and we won't suck. So let's do it. There are other venues that will flat out say you have to be able to bring X amount of people to play here. Or they might want you to guarantee that through pre-sales or what's known as pay to play, which is going to be the next big topic. So knowing your draw and knowing what you can realistically take on is something where you will need to do some more vetting, but at the same time, you also want to be realistic about what you take on. For the sake of argument, a venue says, all right, well, to play here, you need to be able to draw 40 people. And you don't get paid until you've reached that 40-person mark, but you've got two people in your band that you know for a fact need to be paid because they're hired guns, for example. You then need to go back and do the math and say, okay, am I going to be able to pull enough people at this show to at least get these guys paid out and to make sure I get paid too? Another thing you want to also think about is with some venues, there are going to be some limitations in terms of what you can do on stage. If you use effects or if you use certain things like that, there might be some venues that aren't okay with that. Also, some venues aren't okay with moshing or stage diving. So if your band's more aggressive live, you might have to dial it back. If that's not something you're confident you can do, you're better off saying no.